Hey y'all, this is Lydia. I'm going to pull a card from Kim Krantz's new deck called the Wild Unknown Alchemy deck. And this is the final deck in her Wild Unknown series. And I wasn't expecting it to come in today. So I haven't flipped through it. I haven't looked at the imagery at all. I'm just giving this a shuffle, which her Oracle decks are hard to shuffle at first. They break in eventually, but she does these unique shapes. This one is a hexagon. And I have to say, I'm a big fan of her oddly shaped decks, but they do take a minute to break in, so give me a second. And I'm going to pull one card, see what happens, see what the guidebook has to say, and if more information comes in, I'll share it, but otherwise, we'll just leave it at that. I'm feeling the need to just pull some cards and see what happens and not get too deep into anything. I say that, but you know me, or I know me. I might want to go deeper. So, Uranus. Already information is coming in. Wow. Okay, so Uranus is actually highly activated right now, especially with this full moon in Aquarius on Saturn that reactivated its square, and Uranus is on the north node. So there's this big T-square with the south node and the north node. With Uranus being our way out, being the ticket, the golden ticket, well, it is the golden ticket, but not without the south node, not without this energy of going into how we manipulate, going into our darkness, going into perhaps hidden truths or hidden realities that we didn't realize were affecting us, that are coming to the surface. And that's Uranus's magic. And the fact that it's opposing the south node is a big deal. And I think because it's been happening for a week or so now, it's been some pretty intense energy in terms of breaking things down and breaking us out into new energy. And Uranus is a benefic in my opinion. I love Uranus, it's my favorite planet. But it's unpredictable, and the way it breaks us out into the most beautiful freedom and the most beautiful new creativity and innovation and being in our highest light and our highest vibration and our highest frequency can sometimes be extremely unpleasant and disconcerting, and it can shatter us completely, and we have to build ourselves back up again, which can be challenging, can be hard. But when you know what's on the other side of it all, it's magic, it's beautiful. And no matter what we go through, no matter how hard things get, we know that that's just even more of a transformation we're going through. That's even more potent energy we're dealing with when it can feel like it's the end, like there's nothing beyond what we're going through and that we don't know whether or not we'll make it through. That's Uranus at its most potent, at its most powerful, that breaking things down, that brings us to our knees, that forces us to shift directions and to go in a completely different direction and to completely innovate how we move forward and how we navigate and how we see and how we experience. And it's just a really beautiful planet, but again, it can just be really unpleasant. And I've definitely been feeling that unpleasantness the past 6 weeks. July was terrible on some notes, but at the same time, looking into the deeper wisdom of those challenges that I've been going through, it's night and day. I'm already seeing the benefits of things just breaking down in such a powerful way. So let's see what the book has to say. It is the 8th card in the deck. When Uranus strikes, we're in for a surprise. Not in the outer world, but in ourselves. What wasn't possible before is possible now, thanks to Uranus and its ability to shatter our preconceptions. This shift in perspective or identity brings newfound freedom and opens up dormant energy. For an alchemist, this may be experienced as a long-awaited aha moment or a sudden stroke of genius. Inventions and innovations are born under Uranus energy. This card may also appear to show us what is particularly unique about ourselves or another. A seemingly random or idiosyncratic quality may end up being the secret ingredient needed in the laboratory. The alchemist knows this radical energy isn't sustainable, and so the work is to show up each day whether or not Uranus strikes. And it has here to go deeper, read the poem Ego Tripping by Nikki Giovanni, and to ponder the opposite perspective. And keywords are awakening, brilliance, individualism. And that's the gift here. That's the destiny point, is to go our own way and to go into our individual brilliance and to really not question anything beyond that, and not let anything hold us back from that, and trusting that when we move forward and when we start enacting our vision, people, some people might never understand, but it's one of those things where sometimes when it comes to innovation, you have to show people. If you talk about it, it's not going to happen, or people's reaction might deter us from really taking those steps forward, because we have to show them. They don't know our vision, we know our vision, and they can't feel our vision, we feel our vision. And the only way for them to experience it is to make it a reality, to bring it down into earth. And interestingly enough, Uranus is in Taurus, which deals with manifestation and grounding things in, and creation and prosperity and abundance, and really just doing the work and tending the fields in order to see something through. And that's what's being asked of us now. A lot of it is breaking down on what's been holding us back from that, perhaps old deep-seated fears that have been coming up, or old deep-seated hurts or trauma or pain, or recurring issues are coming up, and they're getting broken down in a way that I haven't experienced before. The energies that I've been feeling, I haven't felt since the first time I awakened, which was in 2019, where I finally just hit a wall with my own shit, and I just had to look at it, and I had to do something about it. I knew that I had to make a radical change, and I did, and I've never been the same since, and it's one of the best decisions I've made of my life. And that's where we're at right now. We're being asked to make the best decisions of our lives, no matter how hard or how scary it might seem now, in trusting that it's going to take us to a higher place, and trusting that it's going to take us to energies beyond what we even knew was possible. In my life now and the changes I'm going through, if I had known beforehand what it would take, I wouldn't have done it. But now that I've gone through it and I've been in it and I've been through it, it's, again, no matter how dark it got, no matter my roughest points or my darkest points or my lowest points, I can see that they were worthwhile now. And I'm glad I went through them. And I'm glad I didn't know what it was going to entail beforehand. And we're kind of being asked to trust that now, that we might not know, or we might be scared that it's going to be hard, and it might be. But when we're in it, we show up because we have no choice. And there's that energy too with outer planets where it's just, there's no choice. You just have to do it. You have to show up. If it's in front of you, you have to deal with it. And if you want a worthwhile life, it's time to make those decisions. It's time to make the call, and it's time to choose better, to choose more unique, individual, innovative energy for our lives, and to really go into that experimental energy of even daring to figure out what makes us tick, what really lights us up, and just going out to see through trial and error, through making mistakes, through trusting and knowing that we're always guided, and that when we start making those decisions as they come up, by the feeling in our body and not by our egoic need or our mental need to try to figure things out, but to just be in the moment and to act from the moment, it's abundance, it's prosperity, it's Uranus and Taurus, it's the ultimate freedom to create, and to know that you have creative potential even in your darkest moments, or perhaps even especially in your darkest moments, to tap into parts of yourselves we've never known, and to really bring those forth in a new way, and to transmute that energy as the alchemist does, and taking those deeper parts of ourselves that are perhaps too hard to look at, and allow them to transform into something new entirely, and to allow that to change our lives too, and to transform our lives, and to transform how we move forward, how we behave, how we see things, how we create, and to choose to choose those new realities, and to not be so afraid of how things are going to turn out, or how hard things will be, knowing that no matter how hard it is or how easy it is, it's going to be a life that's worthwhile. It's going to be prosperous. It's going to be beautiful and innovative and creative, and something we've never known before, which is exciting as well. So I hope this message resonates. I'm sending love and wishing you well. Bye.